Good morning.
Good morning, KD.
All got messed up today. Vijay knows the reason. so my laptop was on a constant updates, and done 7-8 updates ran, and I lost my recovery key, BitLocker key, and then again finally got help, and it took too much time to recover, and then we finished the other class and jumped into it. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. You would not be seen from tomorrow. Shall we get started then? Without any further delay.
Yeah, KD.
Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to start the actual virtual machines topic, and which we actually did not start on. We almost put a seed on last Friday. Yeah. So last Friday, I'll continue the conversation from there. Better we continue the. Are you seeing my screen shared now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now requesting all of you that from today we need to be on the camera as we discussed already. So not right away, but somewhere in the middle, I might put you in the waiting room. So let's play the waiting room game after some time. Anyways, today's time is limited, but I might play it definitely from tomorrow. Right. So list of services in Azure are compute. We have containers, we have databases, we have a lot of other things. I think we are primarily talking about compute now. In compute also, we have got a lot of services as per our last discussion. We have virtual machines, we have scale sets, we have containers. So please note, we should be knowing all these things. We should be knowing all these services. All services are important to know. I repeat, every service is important. Each has an significance that comes at different levels. So for now, we are covering our first service called virtual machine, which we already did a start on Friday. So major point, everyone, major point. Let's try to understand virtual machines first. What I'll do, I'll be moving between slides and content, demo. So I'm starting demo from today, but you don't start your virtual machines setup yet. Please wait for me to finish all the VM. So let me quickly jump up to the Azure portal, sir. You all saw how to create portal, right? Except your debit card, giving debit card information is what I stopped. Other than that, rest all is common. So you need to be hitting portal.azure.com. After you create your subscription, you need to be hitting portal.azure.com. And I hope you all are aware of what are the different ways of creating Azure subscription. Yes, please. So we did a discussion on total number of ways that are available, and some of the quick ways are on the screen. I mean, some of the quick methods of subscription are on the screen. One is you either use a corporate subscription, paid one, enterprise. Don't use it. Shiva Prasad had something similar as per our last conversation, right? Shiva had something similar. So don't use it. And then, sir, these all below options are mostly 1 month subscriptions, free trial with a credit card or a debit card, free trial with a company mail ID, and a student subscriptions, if you have a student mail ID. And last but not the least, if in your company they give sandbox subscription, you can use sandbox, or there is a free sandbox option also in the cloud. We will talk about it. So that's also. So sandbox option by company, sandbox option, meaning, sir, their VMs will run for let's say 5 hours. VM will run. You can create a virtual machine. It will run for 4 hours, 5 hours. That's it. After that, it will stop. So you can't use it beyond. So anyway, sir, all in all, these are the different subscription models. And I am assuming that you all will use either second option or third option. Okay, mostly you will use second option or third option. Right, done. So assuming that your subscriptions are ready, you will also come to, you'll create your subscription. You will also come to portal.azure.com and open it. The moment you open portal.azure.com, you will be landing on the respective portal screen. Here we are. And now it's time to go to all the specific feature, virtual machine. If you don't want to go directly from virtual, or if virtual machine is not showing up here in your list, if it is not showing, no problem. Search for virtual machines on the top search bar, and it will take you to, and now create a new. These are some VMs that I already have, ignore them. And I've created a new VM. This is it. Now here is what our conversation should start with. First and foremost things are subscription. I told you, please create a virtual machine only if it is free trial, or else don't touch it. Next one, resource group. So resource group is a most crucial option, because if you go back before 2014 years, before 2014, today is 2022, it's been 5 years plus, no, 8 years plus. So if you go before 2014, there was no option called resource. For example, sir, let me show you. For example, I'm creating a virtual machine called KD-VM example, or KDSSG-VM. Okay, sir. In that virtual machine, just know what do you need, sir? How much memory? RAM. How much RAM? Let's say 24 GB RAM. Next one, sir. And then how much is your, how many CPUs, meaning how many processors you want? Could be answer is I need 8 processors, 8 CPUs. And then, sir, these two are very important. Along with that, hard disk also. Hard disk and how much, sir? Maybe hard disk I want somewhere around 512 GB. So, and then, sir, one for connecting to network, you need one network card. So I might need one NIC. NIC means network interface card. One network card. What else you might need, sir? Just think. Okay, at least, okay, leave others. Minimum these 4 things you need, sir. Memory, CPU, hard disk, network. So what do we call all these things for a virtual machine? Resources. All these are called as resources. Resources of a VM. Now, sir, these are, if you call them resources of a VM, what do you think is a resource group, sir? Group of resources. So in the year 2014, Microsoft introduced resource group RG concept. Then KD, before 2014, what was the option? Before 2014, there was no resource group, right? So that is what I am trying to talk about in this slide. There are 2 types of deployment models, meaning when you want to deploy means create, right? Install. When you want to deploy a virtual machine, create a virtual machine, 2 options used to be there. One was a classic deployment model, old one, classic. The other one is called as ARM. ARM is nothing but Azure
Resource Manager.
So in ARM, Azure Resource Manager, everything is treated like a resource. CPU is a resource, memory is a resource, storage is a resource, network is a resource. All these were considered as resources. Perfect. Next. So if that was there, then but what is the specialty of classic model? So in classic model, of course, you had resources there also. You had all these resources there, but there was no concept of grouping all the resources. For example, I am deleting this virtual machine. I have to delete hard disk separately. I have to delete network card separately. I have to remove CPU, memory, whatever is there. So I have to delete all the resources individually. Delete if you are deleting. So if I want to update something, I have to update individually. If I want to apply some properties, some settings for everything, I have to do for every resource separately. I had to update. So each resource was independent, sir. Independent resources. That is called as classic. Now that model is not available by even if you want to see, I can't show you. So classic model is not available. Katie, you can show us. Oh, is it? Okay, then let's go to Azure portal, sir. Go to virtual machine, search for virtual machines. And when you search for virtual machines, you have two options. Can you see? One classic model also. So the classic model is still available. Let me take you to classic. Yes, but where is a create option? No, we don't have. So I can open up classic virtual machines. So that is not available is what I'm saying. Even if you go there. Okay, wait, sir. Let me put cursor on this. See, if I put cursor on this, you're getting a create option, right? If I put cursor on it, you are not getting a create option. You are only getting a view option. So you can't create that classic model anymore. It's gone. So before year 2014, then also you had virtual machines, but all those were classic model. In classic model, every resource is treated as independent resource, each is individual. What is a pain at that time, sir? I will show the pains if you can wait for some time. At that time, it was very, very tough to group resources. Grouping was not possible. Now they have come up in 2014, sir. Microsoft introduced a concept called Resource Manager, Azure Resource Manager, which added the concept of resource group. So ARM is nothing but Azure Resource Manager. In that, you have a concept called resource group. So, for example, let me take a notepad again. For example, I am creating 100 VMs. Examples. 20 VMs. 20 VMs are for sales team. 20 VMs are for marketing team. Another 20 VMs are for example, IT team. Another 20 VMs are for, help me, sales, marketing, IT.
Finance.
Okay, finance, finance. And then another 20
Customer
VMs
support.
for customer support, yes, okay. Or maybe we can do this one, so much more easy. Finance, we did sales, marketing, something is missing. No, sir. Sales, marketing, IT, finance, something is missing in our organization.
Administration.
Officers.
HR. Thank you. How can I miss HR? So, sir. So, okay, maybe, sir, for marketing, they want 25 servers. Then I'll obviously 105. For sales, they want 25 servers. IT needs 50 servers, for example. So I increased by 60 more, 160 more. So this is our requirement. Okay, clear? So what you can do is monthly bill comes up, right? Monthly bill. Now, if you want to segregate bill that, hey, this bill is for sales team, this bill is for marketing team, this bill is for IT team, if you want to do that kind of segregation, in the olden days, it was very, very tough. Now what you can do, sir, create a resource. For sales team, keep a separate RG. For marketing team, separate RG. So, at least you can group the resources properly. This was one of the main reasons. There are many more other reasons, sir, but grouping concept came for that part, so that it was easy for people to segregate resources. Any questions, anybody?
No questions.
Then
So
it's definitely,
here,
yeah.
One quick question. So if we are grouping the resources, we can change and manage, or okay, same pattern we have to create with, same resource we have to use. Only 24 GB RAM, only 8 CPS. We can change for each and every VM.
You can always increase the resources size and all. That's different. Size is a different thing. Here we are grouping resources. So, for example, 50 VMs, you can make 60 VMs also. Each VM, you can increase the CPU from 8 to 16. That's your choice. This has nothing to do with the configuration of the virtual machine. Mainly for grouping of resources, so that it will be easy to manage, easy to find out. Oh, this VMs belong to that group, and it's easy for administration.
So one more quick ask. So while we are creating grouping and all, okay, so naming convention also we will segregate, right?
Naming convention also you can put. So
For VMs.
even if you put general naming convention also, anyways, they are part of one resource group, right? It's easy to identify. Naming convention always good to keep, right? For sales means sales, finance means finance. It is always good, but grouping is the main one. Here's a 1 minute, please. This is a basic answer. Why we are using resource groups? Detailed answer is further there. Please wait. But for time being, because we're just starting, sir, this is a basic. Detailed answer will follow. Okay, now I'm going back to the slides once. So, two types of deployment models we have: classic deployment model, and second one is ARM deployment model. Classic is old deployment model, no more available. Latest one is ARM deployment model, ARM. ARM means Azure Resource Manager. In ARM, sir, under ARM, one concept is resource group. So where you can group your resources. I'll stop this. If no questions are there, we'll move on. So technically, if you go and create a new virtual machine now, we create a new virtual machine now. Yeah. So this concept by default, ARM is default deployment model now. So create a new resource group, sir. I'll call it as KDI. KD-RG2. RG is the resource group, sir. So I'm just giving a name. So you can give a better name: sales-RG, marketing-RG in your company. I am giving this name so that, sir, whatever I'm creating here, my team also will see and they'll know that, oh, this is created by KD. They will not touch it. That's why I'm giving KD. Okay, sir. So normally, as per real time, we have to give sales-. So you see, if I'm working for a Dabur project, Dabur-sales-RG. It means it belongs to Dabur company sales team. Okay. So maybe I still did not give you a perfect answer of the power of resource group. If you can wait for some time, you will see that power more in detail. Okay, done. So now, next one's a given name for the VM. I'm giving a KDM for VM11, for example. And then, sir, the next important discussion should be region. Region of the machine. So where are these virtual machines? In which region? So let's go out of the discussion now. Let's first go to the slide and let's talk about. By the way, sir, sorry, couple of points. Not many, but couple of points. Are you seeing this?
Yes.
Yeah. So, for example, look at this. This is a resource group, right? It's a group. It's in the box. So my database, I have a database. So anything you create in Azure, a database you create, an application you create, a virtual machine you create, storage you create, anything you create, sir, any resource you create, resource group is a compulsory concept. Got it? Maybe when I create storage, networking, app, everything you will see, sir. I will show you the demos. But for now, for example, I'm creating one database, an application, and a virtual. So all three are part of same resource. Okay, good. Maybe they belong to sales or marketing or whatever. Now, look at this picture, sir. SQL database is in a separate resource group. Application is in a separate resource group. Virtual machine is in a separate resource group. Separate RGs. So the important point I'm trying to tell here is, though all are in separate RGs, all three are in separate RGs. Access is different from RG. Meaning, okay, for example, Raghu created one database. KD created one application. Both are present in, by the way, sir, we are in same subscription. We are using same subscription. Raghu created one database, separate RG. KD created one application, separate RG. No problem, sir. They can talk. Only thing is, network must be allowed between them. If network is allowed, they can definitely talk to each other without any challenge. So, KD, what are you trying to tell? What I am trying to tell is, access is different from resource group. There is no rule that if application is present in a separate resource group, database is present in a separate, they will not talk to each other. There is no rule like that. Access is different. Resource group, it's a resource group means grouping of resources. That's yeah, olden days we had that stupid cultures, right? That I mean to say untouchable concept, right? Back then, you know, but those are wiped off, right? All way gone. So but grouping doesn't mean that they don't talk to each other. Grouping doesn't mean that they don't communicate with each other. Grouping doesn't mean that there is a grouping is different from access. Grouping was done for a purpose. Grouping was done for identifying resources. Oh, this belongs to sales. This belongs to marketing. That's all. Can you see this now? Another simple picture. This picture can give you a better example. So network, right? And we did not discuss networking concept still, but we will discuss shortly. Network is one, assume network one resource. Okay, network is in a separate resource group. Storage, hard disk is in a separate resource group. Virtual machines are present in a separate resource group. Database, website, so even all of them are in separate resource groups. They all can access each other. Access has nothing to do with if you allow access, they'll group access. Yeah, is look grouping. That's all. It has nothing to do with access. So is the main point conveyed? Okay, now next 1 minute. If you create one resource in one resource group, right? So it will be their own. KD, can I move? Maybe you should ask this question. KD, I created one VM. I kept it in sales team, sales resource group. Can I move that VM from sales resource group to marketing resource group? Is it possible to move a VM from one resource group to another?
It should be yes, right?
I know you're searching for answer there. Please, the answer is in the yes, sir. Resources can be moved between resource groups if you want, but sir, a resource will stay in one resource group at a time. It can be moved if you really want. There are some commands for it. There are some commands for it with which you have to move. That's it.
Graphically, is it not possible?
Graphically, no. Many of the options are not available. Some of the options are not available graphically. I've not seen a graphical move option, but command-wise, okay. Some resources can be moved, some cannot be moved. So that also we will discuss when the demos. Okay. Now, so 5 terminologies you should be knowing. 5 terminologies. First one, what is a resource? A storage, network, VM, CPU, memory. All these are resources. Resource group, container. Resource group is a container which contains all the resources you put. Resource provider. So if you're getting a hard disk, right? In Microsoft terminology, we call it resource provider. So for example, Microsoft.web, that will give a website application. That's a provider. Microsoft.storage, that gives you hard disks storage. Microsoft.compute, that will give us what's a virtual machine, whatever you want. So there are some providers by default. You don't need to know about it, but just explaining, sir. Microsoft.storage, Microsoft.compute, Microsoft.network, Microsoft.web, like that. There are some providers. For you and me, it's of no great point. But from Microsoft point of view, sir, for everything, there is a provider. If you ask storage, Microsoft.storage is giving you that storage. If you ask network, Microsoft.network. So who is the provider? Who is giving you is called as provider. Are we good? Thank you.
Yes.
So template is there, ARM template. If you want to create a virtual machine, sir, you all saw, right? You just have to go to portal, right? Select the options and create. Who created this template, sir? It's a template, right? So you are just selecting the options and you're picking, I want Korea, I want Southeast Asia, I want US. You are selecting these options. So definitely somebody would have selected this, created this template, right? This template. This template is called as ARM template. Not somebody. Say here Microsoft created. So KD, can I also create my own ARM template? Absolutely, yes. So what you are seeing now is a Microsoft provided option. You can, some of the options I can keep default. So we can customize this. KD, how to do? So let me show. Once I go to the last screen of the virtual machine creation, last screen, There you will have a download template. I will show the option. Once you download the template, sir, you can edit that. So ARM template, ARM Azure Resource Manager. This is the template. You can edit this template and create your own templates if you. And there, sir, when you are creating your own templates, you can lock some options. Like, for example, right? Resource group, I will lock it. Meaning, sales team is creating for them. They will not be able to create a new resource group. They will be able to select the resource group. So I can lock the options. I can customize. We can lock the options. We can customize the options. You can play around with this. If you want to see that, again, you have to wait for some. So that's also, these are the main words you should know. First one's a resource group, resource provider who is giving you the resources, and then templates you can create if you want. Syntax is nothing. So when you are creating templates, right, you have to use a specific syntax. So that just comes under syntax. Nothing great to talk. Any questions anybody have? This is the story of ARM. This all, by the way, sir, these all options came from which year? 2014. Because before 2014, these many options were not there. So one more is there. This is too early to talk about RBAC. RBAC, this one, RBAC, role-based access control. Few of the friends know it. Some of you might not be knowing, but please wait for the discussion. It is coming. Meaning, sir, for example, for Kiran, I created one virtual. Sorry, I created one virtual. KD created one virtual machine. Kiran came to KD and said, "Hey, KD, can you give me access on the virtual machine?" I can give him permissions, access on the virtual machine. It's role-based. So I can make Kiran the contributor. I can make Kiran the owner. I can make Kiran the facilitator. I can give Kiran some roles. There are some roles, predefined roles. So if I want to give Kiran or Vijay, for example, Vijay is asking and coming and asking. For Vijay also, I can give some role-based access, meaning I can give them control on the resources. I can make them control the resources. I can make them limited control, full control. You can do all that stuff. So that is nothing but meaning security. This RBAC, role-based access control comes under security. We'll talk when security topic comes. So all in all, sir, please understand it's a great thought by Microsoft. From a classic model, they wanted to shift to a organized model. And that's why they came up with an option called ARM. In ARM, we have Azure Resource Manager, obviously in simple definition. We have got resource, we have got resource group,
and providers.
Resource
providers, the people who provide the resources, providers, and then templates. So major, and then the syntax. Declarative syntax is not a great point, but at least up to providers, up to templates, you should be knowing. And main four terminologies, these four are. And then role-based access control is there. And last but not the least, if there are resources inside a resource group or separate resource group, there is nothing to, this has nothing to do with access. Access is different. Yes, a SQL database, a database, app, and VM present in different resource groups can talk to each other. There's nothing that there's no harm. They can talk to each other. That's all. So now, next point in the, if you go to the VMs, next point is where do you want to create your virtual machine? So region is a very, very, very important decision. So this is latest updated picture only. Or maybe I need to further update it, but almost updated pictures. I showed you the globe view, right? I think I showed. Yeah. So rather than a globe view, so let's look at a map view. This is much more easier. First of all, where did I pull this map from? If you go to, I showed last time, sir. Azure Global Infrastructure. Always search for Azure Global Infrastructure. You will get this one. And click on Explore the Globe. If you click on Explore the Globes, it will show you the globe view. 1 minute, it's loading. Skip the intro. Yeah. So explore the globe view. Yeah, this is a globe view of looking at the things, right? So if you want this, fine. If you don't want this, go for a map view. That is also fine. Any questions? And sir, put a filter. There will be too many options, sir. I'm removing all of them. I only want to see what, sir? Regions. On the globe, sir, where all Microsoft has kept its data centers. So in simple view, this is how I look at it. Quickly, can you count, sir? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's okay, it takes few minutes. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,
24.
28, 29, 30. You're fast. 31, 32,
35.
33,
35.
35, 36, sir. I don't know, if my count was wrong. Excuse. Okay, chalo, 36, 37, 38, 40, 40, sir, 40 are there. So, but that's wrong, right, sir? If you 2 minutes back you saw Azure global infrastructure, Microsoft is clearly saying that there are nearly around 60
200.
plus, that is 200 plus data centers, but
Okay.
60 plus regions is what they have tagged. So, first and foremost thing to be known is that there are government data centers also, which would not be located on the maps. It's okay if it is not coming up, doesn't mean it's not there. And some are announced ones. Hyderabad, for example, in India, you're seeing only 2 right now. And I told you that one is getting built in Hyderabad. So that is not reflecting it. So it's okay, sir. I mean, okay, wait. Then you want complete solid picture, then come down. Got it, sir? Now, these are, by the way, blue dot represents region, white dot represents geography. So, sir, that means I'll talk about geographies later. Can you see show coming soon? Now you count, so you will find almost equal to 6. And sir, there are some government regions they don't show up. So all in all, sir, Microsoft said that 60 plus. Now exact numbers they don't tell. And by the way, sir, even if you notice, right, the location on the map, even if you zoom to the best, right? Oops, I'm sorry. So even if you go for a global view and zoom to the data center location, right, they have always put a wrong location that Microsoft itself has said. These locations are not the exact locations on Earth, but they are just roughly tagged locations. Clear? Can I go fast now? The regions are nothing but how many data centers you have all in all. So you will be seeing 60 plus data, not data center, I'm sorry, 60 plus regions. Region is different, data center is different. And we already had a discussion on this. What is a data center? One building is one data center. In the video last time I played on Friday, if I play the video again, one building is one data center. Yeah, so one building will be one data center. So if you can look here, example, okay, just let's take a rough example. If you consider this as one building and this one building, in this region there are 2 data centers. So like that, Microsoft has got overall 200 plus data centers. Okay, right? Can I go fast now? So some terminologies, sir. What is data center? One building. Now, a group of buildings is called as, a group of data centers is called as one region. One region is nothing but group of data centers. 60 plus we have on the globe. You're seeing regions now. So now I don't know in central India, which is in Pune, how many buildings are there? We don't know. Microsoft. So group of buildings, group of data centers is called as one region. Okay. Yes, sir. All okay with this?
Yes.
Next point, sir. Next point. Geography is also one point, because let's talk about all these conversations at one shot rather than talking separate. Next one is, so this is a better image, that's why I kept it. Look wise also nice and comfortable with names also tagged. Microsoft released this one. If you go to this website, you can find it. Now, so 3 terminologies you should know, sir. First one is global infrastructure. Global means overall global infrastructure. In that, data center is one building, which we already discussed, 200 plus are there. Next one is regions. Region is a group of set of data centers. And next one is, you should know what's a geography. So, I mean, just go here, put geography, tag geography. The moment you select geography, the diamond shape represents geography. India is one geography, sir. In India geography, we have got 3 data centers. The gray one is coming soon. Blue ones are already active. In South Africa, sir, for entire South Africa, they have only one region. You can see for Middle East, you are seeing, oh my, too many. And so that means the business is extremely good here. And look at the new data centers coming up. So Microsoft has got a very, very, very strong base in European countries. More than US, by the way. Good market. They will focus obviously in that area. And sir, actually, if you notice here from China point of view, these many were not there. They have got recently added. Some of them were are still getting active. So China, the overall, sir, EMEA is a good business focus area for Microsoft, and plus, of course, the United States and any questions anybody have? Obviously, between North America and South America, where the focus is more. That's Australia, good, three enough. But for the scale of the continent, it's less. So geographies is nothing but the whole globe is split into different geographies. India is one of the geographies, and it has got now. So geography is not continent. Okay, don't mistake geography with a continent. Microsoft identified those geographies. Don't go to social studies now. That's different. So any questions last? So sir, technologies are what? Data center building. Group of data centers is a region. Group of regions is a geography.
Geography.
That's all. Can we move on? We can't remember these all stuff. Which geographies are there? How many are there? No. Talk to them. So now, after geography is done, now the next extremely important one to look at is we have got. Let me go to virtual machine concept. Now you tell me, sir. VM name you gave, location we have to select. So on the left-hand side, all Asia Pacific is one geography. Got it? Go to geographies. Geographies. Go to yeah, look at this one. So Asia Pacific is one geography. Under Asia Pacific, you have got East Asia and Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is Singapore, sir. And East Asia is Hong Kong. So under Asia Pacific. Then again, Australia, China, India, Indonesia, and all these are the. Any questions? It's showing only nearby geographies to me. If I remove it, sir, you will see all the geographies listed, everything. If you go to United States, Central US, East. Long topics. Any questions? If you want, you can go and refer these things later. By the way, sir, of late, recently, especially in the Saudi Arab Emirates, they have come up with a new one. It's really.
Arab empires.
Yeah, so they have come up with and one more, sir, near Qatar also. They have come up with Qatar Central. So business focus has been increasing more for Microsoft. Now going back to the topic. Yeah, now let's create a virtual machine. So I am picking, if you all are okay with it, I am picking South India because it's very location close to me. I'm in Bangalore. This is in Chennai. So the nearest one for me, I'll pick that one. And then, sir, now we are entering the most crucial part. Need your focus. Today's time will extend by 10 minutes if you all are okay. 10 minutes. Availability options. Sir, availability options. If you go to availability options, you can see two options. Sir. Availability zone, availability set. So it would be very interesting to talk about availability zone first. Okay. For example, sir, I'll pick Australia. Do a down arrow. Do you see availability zone is grayed out? Then pick Southeast Asia, Singapore. If I do a down arrow, now availability zone is available. That means out of 60 plus regions that you have, some of the regions are availability zones. Some of the regions are not availability. Some are zones, some are not. So the easy concept is what the hell is a zone first, right? Let's go and talk that. Now again, go to filter, go to filters, do a down arrow. Pick. You have that option here? I think they have not given. One minute, please. Yeah, can you see here, sir? Availability zone preferences. So show me all the, if I ask, show me all the availability zones. Show me all the availability zones in across the globe, sir. Can you see now? Let me pick for Asia Pacific. So if I do this filter and select and come here, is it an availability zone? First of all, yes, it's an availability zone. If I pick for India, sir, so out of three locations in India, Central India, which is sir, which is located in Pune, is an availability zone, sir, with how many zones? 3 zones. The first 3 zones, and this opened in the year 2015. But KD, is it? Yes, sir. If I can go to Central India now, Central India, and yes, zone is available. So rather than going and checking like this, you can check from our global infrastructure map whether a specific area is a zone or not. It's a zone or not. So rather than checking like this, if you look at our slide, right? If you look at our slide, this is made a little easy. If you can see, for some locations, there is a circle. Inside that, there is a diamond shape. Those are availability zones for a easy representation. This is old picture, sir. In India, can you see this? Central India. So first of all, what is availability zone? Sir, in simple words, if you have to ask what is availability zone, take a region. A region is nothing but collection of buildings, right? Data centers. This is one building. This is second building. This is third building. Assume that, sir, in Central India, Pune, there are 3 buildings. Between those 3 buildings, sir, very high, meaning, for example, very high network will be configured. Very fast network will be configured. Plus, not only that, sir. If I keep a VM here, a virtual machine here, something happens to my availability zone, I mean, that building crashes, I can configure in such a way that if this goes off, what I can do, sir? My VM will be safe in the next building. It will immediately start up and start running from the next mission, next building.
And that happens only when you have the VM
Zone-
saved in the
zone-
zone 2
Zone
or
concept.
3.
For example, if I don't have zone, example, look at this region. This is assume it's not a zone. Not assume. Look at the picture, it's not a zone. So another region where 2 VMs are there, for example, 2 buildings are there. If anything happens to this building, I lose my VMs. So anything can happen, right? A power crash can occur, or a network outage can occur, or a fire accident can occur. Nothing should happen. But anything happens to this building, right? You lose your VM. So here there is extra safety that Microsoft is providing. But remember, sir, safety comes with cost. So if you create a virtual machine in a zone, it will be more expensive than a virtual machine in a normal region. So you should be willing for that cost. But safety also matters, right? So today I've given a basic terminology. Tomorrow I'll show you more about zones. But for today, this is the concept called zone. So some regions are zones, availability zones. Some regions are not available. Anybody knows AWS here? AWS availability zone means little different. Aditya, we will talk about it, because first let's completely understand the availability zones in Azure, sir. It is also important to understand availability zone concept in AWS, which we will do. First, let's finish this one. But what is an availability zone in simple words now?
It's another building which is residing in the same region.
Building level safe. building level safety. So something happens to your building or that data center. There's another data center nearby. Nearby means like very close proximity, and you can continue all your services from there. Go to the VM creation step again. So it's asking you, hey, do you want a zone? Yes, I want a zone. One minute. If I'm selecting a zone, it's asking, hey, there are 3 zones in this. 3 zones are there. Where do you want to keep your VM? In zone 1, or you want it in zone 2, or you want it in zone 3. You can choose. KD, you might be asking, right? It's a checkbox. KD, what if I select all the 3? Look at the top, sir.
3 VMs will be created.
3 VMs are getting created in KD-VM11-1-2-3. In the 3 separate buildings, 3 VMs are getting created. So then you have to pay triple the cost. No, KD, I don't want to create 3 VMs. I want only 1 VM. Then choose, sir, which building you want. Building 1, building 2, building 3. You choose. So normally, by the way, sir, if it's so, for example, I'm selecting South India, not Central India. South India, do you agree? South India is not a availability zone. Chennai, it's not an availability zone, sir. So if you create a virtual machine there, so you don't know. I mean, in which building it is going and creating, you don't even know. Microsoft decides where it has to keep the VM. Microsoft decides, and you don't even know in which building it is located. So you have 0 control. In an availability zone, so you have control to choose which building you want. Yes, Aditya.
It's like a high availability from our end. Like if you choose a zone,
yes,
that's it.
It's a high availability. Yes. So everyone, we will talk about. That's what I wanted to bring up. Next topic. We'll converse tomorrow. Today it's at the end of the class. Better not. Let's not talk now. But sorry for the delay. First of all, to join the class, laptop issues. And second one, so let's continue this conversation tomorrow. So when you are creating a VM, I repeat, sir, obviously first subscription you have to select. Next, resource group you have to select RG. And RG is nothing but a logical grouping of your resources if you want. And then sir, obviously give a virtual machine name, VM name, and select the region that you want. Region again, so there are 60 plus regions, pick what you want, depending on your country and your company rules. And then, sir, next one is availability option. I just started talking about availability zone. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Done, sir. And I think we'll hold here, and the remaining some more options are there which we'll cover. And then we have to go to disks. Then we have to go to networking, management, monitoring, advanced tabs, video, which will be fast itself. Thank you, sir. Sorry for the delay today. Let's reconnect. By the way, I know that what you're asking for. The website was not ready, right, sir? Weekend, I was like a lot of work going on in the house. So my laptop had to be packed and kept aside. So I had no choice, but today I'll say. Thanks. Let's reconnect tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Signing off. Have a fantastic. Bye.
Bye, KD.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Jyoti. Sorry, I didn't see you. I just now saw you. Welcome.
Hi, Teddy. How are you?
Doing good. We'll talk. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.